everyone, I'm Catherine and welcome to No Spoons Here. On this episode, we're going to be using our Thanksgiving leftovers and making grilled cheese sandwiches using brie and our leftover cranberry chutney. It's going to be delicious. So let's go ahead and get started. You're going to need some of your leftover cranberry chutney, some bread, some butter, and a nice big slab of brie. So first thing we did is slice up our bread, and if you have leftover bread from your stuffing, you can use that. And we're also going to slice up our brie. And if you have leftover cheese from your mac and cheese, you can use that as well, but I think brie goes really nicely with the chutney here. We're going to cut these in not too thin, not too thick slices because we want enough creaminess, but if they're too thick, it's going to be difficult to melt them once we go over to the stove. Once you finish cutting your brie, we're going to take it over to the stove and put everything together. First thing you want to do is turn your stove on to medium heat. After that, we're going to butter our pan so that the bread gets a nice golden brown on the outside. So just cover your whole pan with butter. We're going to do 3 of these little mini sandwiches at once. And just rub the pieces of bread all over the butter. You can always add more butter if you need it. And we're going to also be buttering both sides as well. Since we're doing 3 sandwiches, we're going to be buttering 6 slices of bread. So we're just going to let all these pieces get a nice golden brown, and then we're going to add the cheese and the chutney. So they're starting to get nice and golden brown and a little bit crispy. So we're going to go ahead and add our cheese and our chutney. Just get a nice layer of cheese on there. And just put the cheese on 3 of the pieces since we're making 3 sandwiches. Just like that. And then we're just going to cover them to help the cheese melt down a little bit. At this point, you can turn your heat on low so the bread doesn't burn, and then we're just going to wait for the cheese to melt a little bit more. It's been about 2 minutes. The cheese is starting to melt a little bit. We're going to spoonful our chutney right on top of the slices of cheese. Just like that. A little dollop on top. And this is going to go great once everything warms and melts together. Now we're going to take our other slices of bread, we're going to put the hot side that was against the pan on top of the slices of cheese to help it melt from the top now too. You can just give it a little press with your spatula, just like that. They smell so good and the bread is nice and crunchy. We're just going to cover this up to help everything melt. Just make sure your bread underneath isn't burning, so we're just going to keep flipping them back and forth until the cheese starts to get gooey on the outsides. So the cheese is starting to melt around the outside and sizzle, so we know they're ready. We're going to bring them on over and give them a try. So we took them off the stove and we let them cool off a little bit. I'm going to cut one in half and show you how gooey and delicious they look inside. And they're so crunchy too. It's going to be so good. Oh my goodness. This is absolutely amazing. The bread is so crunchy. And the inside is so gooey, and there's so much flavor from the chutney, and the brie just balances out perfectly. It's super simple to make, and it's great for Thanksgiving leftovers. I really hope you try this. But that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget we have videos every Monday and every Wednesday. So hit that like button below, share with all of your friends, and if you want to stay up to date on all things No Spoons Here, hit that subscribe button. See you next time. Bye!